Thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you here as we take a look at, for the very first time, our brand new mid-range 3LCD Pro projection model that we're introducing this winter. And it is the VPL-FHZ85 series. This particular series, we're ecstatic to be able to kind of spend some time with it this afternoon, and we're excited to have you here as part of the conversation, as part of this walkthrough. We're going to get up and close and personal with it, and as a matter of fact, as we kind of kick the tires and get a first look at it, this is the very first time we've had a chance to play with this. We also have with us today our one of our sales support engineers, Karim Springer. Hey, Karim.
Thank you, Terrence. I'm Karim Springer, sales support engineer, and I provide post-sales and pre-sale support for B2B products and solutions. Today we're going to be talking about the FHZ85 series projector.
Thanks, Karim. So again, as we said, we're going to spend probably the next 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes, kind of going through, and I'll ask Karim a few questions about this new system, and hopefully we all learn a little bit as we spend the next few minutes here. So again, we're really excited to introduce this to the market. It is our most advanced and smallest and lightest and most advanced mid-range pro projection system that we've introduced to date. So with that, Karim, can you tell us a little bit about this new VPL-FHZ85? Love to hear your take on it.
Absolutely. Actually, I'm going to sit there and do a hands-on and walk you through it. As you can see here, it has a standard lens that does a throw ratio of 1.39 all the way up to 2.2 and provides a 70% vertical lens shift. I'm just going to flip it over to the right side here, and you'll notice that it has all the traditional inputs and outputs that I'll go over right now. It has the input and output for audio, as well as a LAN port for network communication, network port for HD-Base-T, 2 DVI ports you can take advantage of, as well as a couple of RGB ports, USB, power dongle for external devices if you want to power like an Apple device or Chromecast for mirroring, as well as an HDMI input. You'll notice also on this side there is a filter. You can take advantage of the robo filter. I'll go into details a little bit later on. With that, to the opposite side here, you'll notice that you have all your buttons for menu, enter, focus, zoom, and shift as well. The great things about this projector, Terrence, is the ability, when the projector is off, to have auto power on, as well as auto power input select. What does that mean? I have my laptop over here. I connect it up to the projector with the projector being off. The projector will actually power up. And if it's connected to either my DVI port or my HDMI port, it will actually do auto input select, where it will actually go to that particular input.
That sounds great. That's amazing. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the brand new 3LCD mid-range series, the VPL-FHZ85. So, one of the things now that I kind of wanted to go into is, for those of you who know the Sony products, especially the Sony projectors, there's a lot of proprietary type technologies that we include. We offer a lot of innovative features that add value to everyone's workflow and provides ease of use for any operator. So for those of you today who might not be familiar, one of those exclusive settings is the intelligent settings feature. I kind of want to talk a little bit about the intelligent settings, and I'm going to let Karim kind of talk a little bit about that. But I think for this particular model, for the new VPL-FHZ85 series, we even took that one step further. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, but let me start from the beginning of intelligent settings with version 1. Intelligent settings version 1 changed the whole class of projectors. It's a Sony proprietary feature which allows you to optimize your projector based on the environment that it's in. In version 2, we added the ability to sit there and compensate for brightness within the room. In version 3 now, we not only compensate for brightness, but we also compensate for any type of ambient light coming into the room. Just to give an example, I have this in a meeting room. The meeting room have a lot of ambient light coming in. If I was to sit there and put it into intelligent settings version 3, the projector will actually automatically adjust the brightness level of the output based on the ambient light coming in, providing for more colors and detailed pictures being produced. This eliminates any factor of any type of pictures being washed out.
That's amazing. And you know, at Sony, we're constantly working to make our projection systems smarter and smarter, making these decisions on the fly and being able to kind of correct based on the environment and fine-tune adjustments and whatnot. And I think features like that with the Intelligent Settings version 3 kind of really helps to you know, maximize and optimize that performance that way. So that's fantastic. You know, I think another area that we want to kind of talk a little bit about is is reality creation. Again, reality creation is another one of those innovative ways Sony has worked to help enhance the overall image quality to deliver maximum picture performance. Can you talk to us a little bit about reality creation and how it's used in this system? And actually, there's a new reality, what's it called?
Reality text.
Reality text.
Reality creation, how it works, it takes the original picture, analyzes every frame and every pixel, and creates a more detailed picture at the end. With reality text, we took that whole process, and just to give an example, if you're using this projector to display any type of PowerPoint, a lot of times, you know, if an individual is sitting in the back of the room, they can't clearly read the text that's being seen. By enabling reality text, you're capable of actually enhancing those texts and lines within that PowerPoint to actually have a more detailed picture for all the viewers. This is especially useful for individuals that have visual impairments.
That's great. You know, and as we continue to push our lineup of business and education projectors, especially with the introduction of the new VPL-FHZ85, you know, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're striving to make these systems smarter and smarter. And you know, there's a couple of other key functions I think that are really important to talk about a little bit about. And one of them is the ambiance light sensor, and the other one is bright view. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that ambiance light sensor does and also what bright view does?
Absolutely. Well, if you look at the front of the projector, there's a sensor in the front of the projector. That sensor allows for the projector actually analyze any type of ambient light that's coming into the room. Based on the ambient light that's coming into the room, again, the projector will automatically adjust based on that ambient light, again, to produce a better, more detailed picture at the end. So your colors are going to be dead on. Now, bright view gives you the ability of adjusting the brightness level automatically. So all those features, there's no need for a user to actually manually make these adjustments. The projector, once you enable those features, will actually do it on its own. I see.
And I think that bright view feature was something that we first introduced on our ultra compact series, the VPL-FHZ60 and the PHZ50. So we've heard a lot of great things about that bright view and its ability to kind of enhance the viewing experience, especially in ambient lit environments. So that's great to hear. You know, I think I want to talk a little bit about you know, being able to extend the life of these types of systems. And there's a couple of areas we're going to kind of talk a little bit about. One of them is that I think it's no big secret that cooler running systems tend to help extend the longevity of any projection system, especially if they're ceiling mounted in different applications and whatnot. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the cooling system is like in this new VPL-FHZ85?
That's called a fine air cooling control system. That, according to the laser output setting, will adjust the speed of the fan. By adjusting the speed of the fan, it will compensate for any type of acoustic noise being produced out of the projector.
And I think, you know, with one of those features, I think gives you the ability to really kind of quiet the projector down as well. I think, right? Is the variable noise control?
Variable noise reduction. And how that works, it will actually, based on your room environment, whether you have this in a meeting room or conference room, you really don't want that noisy projector in the room. So you can actually adjust it, and it will drop it all the way down to a certain decibel level. Like, for example, meeting room will drop all the way down to 26 decibels at the mid. And if you need it to go all the way up, based on the speed of the fan, it will go all the way up to 38 decibels.
I see. So that's pretty cool, because I think There's one thing that is nothing more distracting in a quiet room when you're trying to focus on what's being seen on the screen is to be able to hear that fan buzz, right next to your head or whatever. So that's really good to hear. I think another area that is a constant struggle for AV teams and end users alike is the battling of dust, right? So can you talk to us a little bit about the filter system, or what are the different systems in here that help users to manage dust and prevent dust from getting in?
Absolutely. Within the projector, there's a sealed laser light source. So before it hits any of the mirrors, the blue, green, or red mirror inside, that sealed compartment allows for you to sit there and prevent any type of dust getting into that laser light source. This eliminates any type of reduced brightness due to dust accumulation.
I see. And then there was something else with the filter system. I know it's conveniently located on the side, but what else does this system do? There was something we were talking about it earlier this morning when we were kind of waiting for this projector to come in. I know we were excited to get that in the back door, but you mentioned something that was like RoboCop or something like that. What's it called?
Well, that's my greatest feature that I like to talk about. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this projector to the side just to demonstrate it. You'll notice that there's a filter over here. So you have this installed. One of the great things about a Sony projector is the ability of having it to be maintenance free. Every 100 hours, there's a solenoid inside the projector that will hit the filter, knock off any dust that's accumulated over time. Now, what if the projector is on? Would you hear the solenoid go off? No. The projector will actually wait until it's in a sleep mode or standby mode and then initiate that solenoid to knock the dust off of the filter.
Gotcha. And you called that, what was it?
Robo cleaning filter.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Not RoboCop.
Right, no, RoboCop. I'm getting my stuff mixed up here. All right, so that's great because I mean that's a huge concern. Obviously, again, to extend the longevity of our systems, to be able to include those type of features, it will help immensely. I'm sure. So let's talk a little bit about the design of this, the new VPL-FHZ85. Of course, we have the black one here, and this is also going to be available in the white as well. But it's really a slick looking system. Can you talk a little bit about the style and the design?
Yeah, I'm just going to come over here again and just pick it up. Another thing I like about this projector is it's lightweight. I can move around by myself. There's no need of having two individuals sit there and mount this guy up. In addition to that, it's a sleek blending design. You'll see that the surface on top is smooth. Access to the inputs is accessible. And in my opinion, it will blend in with any type of environment that you may have, whether it's a meeting room, conference room, or higher education.
And one thing that's really attractive about it is the fact that it just, especially in art galleries and exhibits and public spaces and things like that, I think a design like that just really helps it to blend in and disappear. It's almost like it's camouflage. So that's really, really cool to be able to see. So let's talk a little bit about the functionality of its lenses and optics, right? So the new VPL-FHZ85, it also uses the interchangeable lens system. I think of our classic, not classic, but our current Z3000 series lenses. Can you talk a little bit about that suite of lenses that's available for this system?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, it does come with a standard lens that's 1.3 to 2.2 throw ratio. However, there are 6 optional lenses you can take advantage of. Anything from a short throw lens that is the 3003 all the way up to our Z3032 lens. Now, for our Z series of lenses, we have the Z3010, Z3024, and the Z3032, that actually have a wide variety of throw ratios you can take advantage of. For our short throw lenses, as I mentioned before, the 3003 as well as the 3007 are also optional on this particular projector.
That's great. That's great to hear. So, and what's fantastic about that is there might be some of the Sony customers out there and Sony users who already have some of those lenses, and if they're looking to upgrade their fleet, then they may already have some of those lenses that they can use for this particular system. So that's great. That's great to hear. So, When we talk about this, the new FHZ85, one of the areas that is important is being able to manage the content coming into the projection systems and display systems in general. And so as we manage that content coming in, I think AV delivery networks, have been presented with challenges, to all AV operators as they try to manage and match all those different inputs coming in, especially trying to manage it coming in and then it going out to different resolution, type devices and whatnot. So what does the VPL-FHZ85, series, what does it help do to reduce that workload for operators?
That's a great question. The FHZ85 series is capable of actually taking in a 4K 60 frames per second video signal and outputting it as WUXGA.
What does that mean? I mean, to be able to bring that system in, and what does that mean to AV operators?
Well, it allows them to actually feed the projector and not downscale it.
Okay.
At any point using any type of third-party device.
Okay.
They can actually just take that source, feed it directly into the projector. The projector will do the downscaling within itself. So there's no need of adding in an additional device before the projector for any type of downscaling in video signals.
I see. So I know that's been one of the areas that's been kind of a struggle as people are managing 4K content now, especially as 4K content is becoming so prevalent and more users are consuming and displaying 4K type materials. And it sounds like from what you said, we should be able to basically take that 4K input and basically send it out to multi-resolution devices, right? And it really sounds like, if I have, let's say, for example, a projection screen that might be WXGA, like the new FHZ85, and you also might have some 4K displays, flat panels, and true native 4K. And to be able to send that signal out to those flat panels and they render natively, as well as being able to send that signal, that same 4K signal out, and it goes to the FHZ85, without having to do a lot of work, it renders it. It sounds like it renders it like it's supposed to. I could only imagine, different systems as I think about all the different types of displays that are on those systems, how something like that would be a huge, a huge advantage. And also, I think that the better you're starting off with as far as the higher resolution content, I think ultimately the image quality on the output side is probably looks a little bit better as well. I could
absolutely, and think of it from a technician's point of view. All they have to run is that HDMI cable directly into the projector. Again, eliminating any third-party downscaling device needed.
Right, gotcha. Okay, well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic to hear. So, in addition to managing that content across extensive AV networks, I think the devices need to be able to communicate in some way. So can you talk to us a little bit about the protocol emulation on this system?
Absolutely. With protocol emulation, it'll allow you to actually take a Sony projector and install it with minimal programming needs. So if you have X manufacturer already installed, you can remove that projector, replace it, put in a Sony projector, and then with minimal programming, have that Sony projector work with your current control system. That's great.
And of course, anything we can do to help replace other manufacturers' projection systems, that's always a great thing, right? So that's great to hear. So when it comes to content sharing, let's talk about content sharing real quick. As these systems get placed into many different applications, many different spaces, there's going to be users who are going to want to share content, to the device, to be able to wirelessly share or whatnot, and go from user to user, operator to operator. Can you talk to us a little bit about what we've done in the new VPL-FHZ85 to make that easier for people?
Absolutely. We did two things. We provided a USB power point, 5 volts, that will power any type of Android or Apple device. So if you're using Chromecast or you're using Apple AirPlay, you can sit there and use those two devices, connect it up to your projector, and then mirror, whether it's an Apple device, a Mac, or a PC to that device, and your projector will actually output that information.
That's great. That's great to hear. Because again, I think in this day and age, with people and so many wireless devices, especially with mobile devices and laptops and whatnot in the classrooms and in the corporate setting, to be able to share content that way collaboratively is very advantageous for users. So that's great to hear. This is probably the most, I don't want to say probably, this is the most advanced 3 LCD laser projection system as far as the office of corporate and education type projector that we've ever created and brought to market. And it's taken a lot of hard work from a lot of engineers and planning folks from Japan all the way through the U.S. teams and all around the world that have come together. And also a lot of the voice of our customers have really come through and have been shared with us to let us know what those needs are that goes into this particular system. And we have taken the best of those ideas and put them into the new VPL-FHZ85. And I think through that engineering and through that technology, we're extremely proud to be able to bring this new mid-range class projector to the market. But this particular type of system can be used in so many different ways. Can you talk to us a little bit real quick about some of those different applications that this thing excels in?
Yes, it could be used in lecture rooms, meeting rooms, higher education, medical, e-simulation, as well as high-capacity seating environments.
That's great. And I know one big area is esports that's really growing, and it seems like these particular types of systems have worked their way into the esports simulation, especially like golf simulators and some other type sports simulators. So that's fantastic to hear, and it's exciting to see our products, especially our new VPL-FHZ85, going after those type of markets as well. So thank you, Karim, for that. That's exciting to hear. So I think this is kind of brings us to the closing of our time here. And again, we're really excited to bring this to market. The VPL-FHZ85 and its smaller brother, the FHZ80, are going to both be available starting shipping sometime around the January timeframe. And so we really look forward to talking to you more about the VPL-FHZ85. If you have any questions about this particular product, of course, please reach out to your Sony representative, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you further, as well as provide any additional training for this particular product. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you spending the afternoon, and we also appreciate Karim Springer taking the time to meet with us today and to teach us a little bit more about this. With that, we hope to see you soon. Take care.